In this video, we're going to take a look at how to make simple characters and graphics for your games using Microsoft PowerPoint. In this video, we're going to use just the shapes on this screen to create 2 retro game characters. Let's go to a blank slide and get started with a clean workspace. If you're able, I'd recommend opening a PowerPoint slide on your device and follow along as we go through this exercise. I'm going to start with a circle. So let's go to Insert, Shapes, and Oval. Now I want this to be a perfect circle, so I'm going to hold down the Shift key while I make my shape, so its length and width will be identical. Now size doesn't matter here, we're going to end up adjusting that later. Right now I just want to get my shapes on the slide. We also need to go ahead and add a triangle, so we'll go back to Insert, Shapes, and Triangle. I'm going to rotate the triangle a little and drag it into the position where I want it so that it is overlapping the circle and the endpoint is near the center of the circle. Now I'm going to use the Merge Shapes function to create one shape out of the 2 I have on the screen. Now the order I use to select these shapes is important. I'm going to select the circle, which is the base layer, first. Hold down the Shift key and select the triangle. With both of those selected, we'll go to Shape Format and Merge Shapes. Now here we have 5 options, and each of these have a different function, all of which could be used to create your characters, but we're just going to look at one for the actual build. Union will merge these 2 independent shapes into one single shape. Combine will merge them into one shape as well, but any overlap will become negative space. Fragment is actually going to create 3 shapes out of this. The independent parts and the shape that was in the middle becomes its own as well. For intersect, any area that is intersected by the 2 shapes will remain, everything else will get deleted. Lastly, we have subtract, and subtract is going to get rid of the additional shapes from the base layer. Now that we have our basic shape for a character, let's go ahead and give him an eye. So we need to insert another shape, put it right there, select the base shape, which is our original one, hold down Shift, select the new circle, we're under Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and subtract again. Now that we have our basic shape, we're going to leave this guy alone, go to a new slide, and work on our next character. We'll start by adding the flowchart delay shape. So to get to this shape, go to Insert, Shapes, Flowchart section, and we want this one. Add it to our screen. Now you can freehand adjust it, but I'm going to go to Rotate, Left 90 degrees. Now, we could use the same tricks that we used on the last character on this one by adding triangles to the bottom and subtracting those, but we're going to change our approach. We're going to go again to Shape Format, Edit Shape, and Edit Points. We're going to go to this bottom line, and you can see my cursor changes when I'm on a line. And if I hold my mouse down, it's going to pop up with 2 new boxes that show I've added a new point on this shape. I'm going to add a few more. You can see that as I add the points, I can also drag them around. And if I want, I can even move these white boxes to change the curve of each one of these points. I can make it wider or more of a straight line. Now we're going to add the eyeballs. Our next step is to grab our shapes. This time I want to make narrower eyeballs. So I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes, still going to go with an oval. I'm going to make it tall and thin. And once I have one, I'm going to copy and paste it using Control-C and Control-V. Select them both so that they're going to be the same size, like that. Now that they're the same size, I'm going to do the same thing I used for the Pac-Man. Select the base layer, hold down Shift, select each of the other ovals. We're under Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and Subtract. Now that we have our character shapes finished, we can adjust their fill color, outline weight, and color. We can use a yellow fill with a 6-point weight, black outline. Notice that I also put an outline around this because this is negative space and it is not considered part of the shape. If we wanted to, instead of using a more traditional approach, we could also make the shape have no fill, give it a white outline, and make it have a glow for a more neon effect. Now that we have our characters the way we like, and they're on their own slides, we can export them as PNGs. So to do that, we're going to go to File, Save As. In this drop-down menu for file type, we're going to select PNG and Retro Game Characters. Select Save. Select all slides. And now we have our characters saved onto our computer and ready to load into our storyline games.